what would be at the top of your list of things that you are currently concerned about? Patrick is in Islington. Patrick, what would you like to say?
Hi, James.
Hello, mate.
Top of my list would be to marry my girlfriend, because I've been in an induced coma since the 23rd of March until the 27th of April. And because I had the COVID-19. And now the biggest thing I want to do is to marry her, to show her how much I love and how much she needs to me, basically. They turned the machine off 3 times. Well, they were going to turn it off 3 times, but due to her stubbornness, they kept it going, and I'm here to tell my story.
7 weeks in a coma?
7 weeks. I mean, apparently they said I was one of the strong... I mean, I started off at Whittington, went to UCL in an induced coma, and I ended up at John Long, UCL Neuro Hospital, and that's where I was discharged from.
Well, love
it. Funny is because I've had the ventilator tube in my throat for that lengthy period.
Now, I'm no Sherlock Holmes, Patrick, but that is pretty much the theory that I had come up with to explain your current level of croakiness. But don't laugh too hard, will you? Can you make me feel bad? What an astonishing story that is. Can I ask you a cheeky question? Would you mind?
No.
Were you ready and desperate to marry her before the coma?
No. I just granted. I'll tell you the truth. I mean, I've been with her over 26 years now. I mean, she's here if you want to speak to her.
What's her name?
Cynthia.
Can I have a quick word with her?
Hello, James. Hi.
Hello, Cynthia. How are you?
I'm okay now. It's been a rough road, but we're getting there.
And it must have been tough for you, but of course not much space for you emotionally because everyone's focusing upon him still being in a coma. Tell me, were you there when he came out of it, Cynthia, or did they phone you? Or
they kept FaceTiming me, and because Patrick was a bit confused because they kept saying he's not going to make it, he might not make it. You know, he's very critical, and he's in a bad way. Oh. So it was very hard because he couldn't be there. It was just the phone calls from the wonderful doctors and nurses, you know. And what was really nice, at the end of talking about Patrick, they always said to me, "Are you okay? How do you feel?"
Oh,
you know, them being so busy, and they took time to just ask me how I felt.
And now he wants to make an honest woman of you, as they used to say.
After, like, James, 30 years, yeah.
It takes a 7-week coma for him to get his skates on, doesn't it?
Exactly.
It's incredible. What a fantastic story.
Incredible.
Has he asked you? Has he asked you properly?
No, he's asked me properly, yes. When he came out of a coma, the first thing he said, "Will you marry me?" I could hardly hear because he had a tube down his voice box into his lungs, you know, so it was quite hard. So I had to put my ears to the phone to hear, and I said, "Of course I will."
That's just so lovely. You should have said no.
Exactly.
Just to teach him a lesson. Well, will you, when you do have a date, when you are ready to go, will you let me know so I can send a bunch of flowers, Cynthia?
Oh, thank you, James. We tried to organise it because Patrick, now we're not wasting a day again. You know, sometimes you take things for granted and you don't realise life is short. You know,
you're not going to get a bigger wake up call than this one, are you? So, I mean, what an amazing story. And you just before you go, I just to remind everybody of the seriousness behind the smiles that you've just put on all our faces, is that you must have thought you were going to lose him, Cynthia.
It was, yes.
Bless you.
Thought he were going to. I thought we were going to lose him. Yes.
And there he is.
Three times, James. They said they were going to turn off the machine because he wasn't responding and he was very critical. And I had hope and faith as well.
What did you say when they said that to you then? How did you manage to make your case so powerfully?
I says to them, no, you can't, because he's strong. And one of the doctors says to me, how do you know? I says, because he's a fighter. He's a fighter. He will get... And they says to me, James, I hope he is.
Flipping heck.
I hope so.
Well, here he is. Here he is. I mean, that is just an absolutely beautiful... And when did he get home? Well,
it was his birthday, the 24th of April, and he woke up then, and he came home last Friday, gone.
He came home on Friday. Well,
yeah.
Give love to both of you from everybody listening to this programme. That's what we needed, and I mean it. Make sure you let us know, because I mean, not just from me, but from all of my listeners and everybody on the team. We'd love to put a few quid behind the bar for you, or send a bunch of flowers. All right, Patrick, you take care, my friend. God bless you both.
Thank you.
What a lovely story. Now get rested, sir. You might be a fighter, but you fight this one by staying on your back. So I want you back in bed as soon as possible. All right. Well, I think Cynthia's got her eye on him, so we've got no worries on that score.